Hi everyone, this is Max from Mining Tree. Sorry, I'm pasting the link for the live stream in the chat right now. So hopefully a few more people are going to be joining. Welcome everyone, whoever's watching. Or if you're watching in recording. Anyway, we will know to skip about 2 minutes in the beginning, so I can post it in the description of the video later. How's everyone doing? Let's get started. We don't have a lot of questions today. Very cool. Spencer, thank you very much. We don't have a lot of questions today, about 6 questions. Well, actually, people were asking about the same things pretty much. So I just compressed everything down to 6 topics that we will be discussing today. But first of all, I wanted to say thanks to the community of people that are supporting us for several years now, quite a long time. And lately, I've been talking a lot to some of the community members. As you know, we are changing the governance structure around the token. And I've been interviewing people who proposed themselves to be elected as token custodians. And I was, can't even say surprised. I was completely blown out of the water, in terms of the scale, the caliber of people that I was talking to. I'm speechless because I'm just remembering these conversations that I had with people, and they're smart, they're driven, they're just amazing people that have a lot of experience in different fields, and crypto is just one of them. And then at Liscon, at the conference, I was also meeting some of our community members. Maybe you know Luca, who did a write-up on the Mining Tree platform. He was talking with Matthew from our team quite a bit about Mining Tree. Did an amazing job. I saw people from the travel industry mentioning that that write-up, that article several times, and a big part of what we should be doing is educating people from the travel community, and Luca helped us with that tremendously, and for that we are very grateful. And I enjoyed meeting Luca in person, discussing various aspects of Mining Tree, of what what we're doing, what we should be doing. And of course, we'll keep in touch and we'll continue talking. And well, after that experience, we as a team decided that the community of people that support us, and right now we have a very involved community of people in our Telegram chat, at least, and but also we have a big community of travel companies that look at us, that wait for things to be released constantly, and asking us, hey, how's this going? How's that going? We need to engage them. And I'm going to talk separately, I guess, about the IATA conference. But again, at that conference, the IATA, of course, if you don't know, it stands for International Air Transport Association. That's the conference, or rather, that's the association, and they organized a conference last week, which I attended along with Pedro, and mind-blowing event as well. Amazing people who look forward, people who want to change things up in the travel space, who understand that it cannot continue the way it continues right now. Mega positive event, and again, we need to engage that community a lot more, and I'll be overseeing this change I'll be leading this change. I want this change to happen, and I want people on our team, people in our community, also to understand that that change is real, that that change is happening. So we'll be spending a lot more time talking to you guys, and again, by saying you, it's just not just crypto people, not just people who have the token, not just people who join the Telegram, but generally people who should be involved in the process of making decisions, discussing certain things that we're doing, setting the direction, and of course supporting us, because again, a lot of people behind the scenes, people that we don't even know, work on problems that we need to be solving, and they talk about Winding Tree, they talk about decentralization, and all of those great things. So focus on the community is going to be our motto for the next several months. Let's see how it goes. Appreciate your help, guys. If you have anything to add to this, or to develop this idea further. With Spencer, we're cooking up some changes already. We're going to be discussing those changes perhaps this week. And yeah. Well, to questions, I guess, or to the topics that I boiled down to 6 items today. All right. So number 1, and the names of the people who are asking question, which was kind of the same. The question is about the team. How big is the team? What about the hiring activities? Are we done? Are we not done? The question is from Kali and Paul. So team in general, where are we? We hired a few engineers, a few people who are working right now on integrating some of those big partners that were mentioned, and some of you have figured out who those partners are. Again, can't talk publicly about that just yet, but hopefully either this week or next week, from what I know, we should be releasing those news. So those people work on integrations, and as you know, and as I was discussing previously on some of the calls, we have the open source part, which is the Winding Tree part, which is completely decentralized and now more and more governed by the community. And we have a part that aims to integrate some of the big partners that we work with. And that part, almost by definition, cannot be decentralized, nonprofit, et cetera, et cetera. Theoretically, of course, it could be a DAO. We're thinking about that in the future. But right now, we have just a legal entity that integrates those partners, and we need it because of all that work, because of the seeding of the marketplace that we have to do. A few people went onto that team that integrates those partners right now. But on the Winding Tree side, we hired recently. We started working with Claudio. He was supposed to join today. And we are going to be talking this week. This is the onboarding week, I guess. Claudio, welcome. And a few more people, including some people from the community, will be talking to also recently. And we have a few good candidates for engineering positions as well. But if you know a talented smart contract developer, for example, please tell them about my email. That's max@windingtree.com. And by the way, whoever is watching this, feel free to send me an email with questions, suggestions, criticism. And also, I wanted to mention that we're looking for people who have a good experience with tokenomics, because that's going to be another focus for the next few months. So community and tokenomics. So my plan is to apply a lot of ideas that I learned about at the Liscon conference, talked to quite a few people there, amazing event, amazing opportunity to meet people from the crypto space. And I'd like to apply all sorts of DeFi ideas from the DeFi to our token. So you can expect some changes there. And again, it's not just those ideas. So I just learned about it. We were discussing them again with some of the community members and stuff. So yes, team is growing. Not quite. We don't quite have everyone just yet. So if you know smart people who want to work on decentralization, decentralized identity, self-sovereign identity, please refer them to us or to me personally, max@1inch.com. So the next topic is the IATA conference. The question came from Mike and Paul. I was posting the proof of attendance protocol badge, which we created just for fun at the conference, and we gave it out to some people, to some CEOs of airlines and whatnot, which was very fun. So as I said, the conference was absolutely amazing. A ton of super smart people, and I was delighted to learn and to meet people from the team at IATA that work on decentralized identity. As you know, at the core of the 1inch marketplace, there is this technology that's called ORGiD. It stands for organizational identity, of course. And at IATA, they have a team that works in standards and that works on standards specifically in the field of decentralized identity. If you know, there's this thing that's called IATA Pass, for which they use Evernym, the company that's called Evernym. And basically, it's some sort of pass that's supposed to hold your COVID certification, all sorts of other credentials, as far as I understand. Right now, they have a live pilot with a few airlines, so perhaps some of you have experience already with that wallet, with that passport, the IATA Pass. But basically, there's a team at IATA that works on implementing all sorts of new standards and technologies. And it was really cool to meet people who think about decentralized identity and who are actually working on implementing those things, those technologies in real life. And the role of IATA, of course, is to help airlines to understand how those technologies and how those new standards are going to help the industry and their business. Great conversation with those guys. And of course, we met a ton of airlines with whom we shared or teased, rather, all those news, the integration possibilities that are going to be coming up in the next few months. So I have quite a few contacts there. So mega positive conference, as I said. And we are right now contacting those people, of course, during the follow-ups. And yeah, super. There's a question from Vlad and Paul. They're asking about the website. And I do have a designer here in Telegram was promising certain things to me. About the website update. Very cool. Just give me a second. The website, as far as I understand, will be updated today. And it's not even today. If you refresh the page several times, the 1inch page, I mean. Okay, 5 minutes. ETA is 5 minutes for the website update, so hopefully that's going to answer some of the questions. that we had, for example, from Vlad and Paul. So check out our updated website in about 5 minutes. Vlad and Adam are asking about EY. EY stands for Ernst & Young. That's one of the big consultancy companies out there. They're one of the big four. So they created very recently, about a month ago or so, they created an identity on the ORGiD marketplace. And the questions are always, why is this company there? What are they doing? And I was saying to you guys, as promising last time, that we will be contacting them and talking to them, and we're continuing those conversations, of course. We are supposed to have a call with them very soon, and we are talking about possible, partnerships or something like that, but nothing that is certain can be shared yet. So EY is on the marketplace, and it's an interesting opportunity, but that's about everything that I can talk about today. Let's see how it goes. Adam, what are you working at the moment? I sort of answered, I guess, with the direction. So direction is community, direction is tokenomics, which I guess maybe even includes the answer to the next question from Aiden, which is about exchanges, what we're doing around that. Our focus at the moment is around the token. We need to create liquidity. We need to put it on all the coin trackers, so it's tracked correctly, so we don't have any confusion or anything like that. As I said, the question there is a question of tokenomics, how to integrate the token into our ecosystem. And after the last week, or actually 2 weeks ago when I was at Liscon, we had 1,000 different but all amazing ideas about the role of the token, which is not going to be perhaps boiled down to just staking to prove identity. So we're thinking about new possible use cases for the token, and that conversation is probably the most exciting thing that happened to me in the past couple months. Again, just mingling with the right people at the conference. So I was posting some of the pictures in the Telegram chat, as you know. It was absolutely super productive. And of course, we had fun with crypto friends there as well. Another thing that we need to work on at the time, so ORGiD, and that bothers me a little bit, that we still don't have a good website for the ORGiD, for the technology that we released. And that's going to be coincided with the release of the new ORGiD smart contract, which our developer Costa is working on right now. As far as I understand, the smart contract is almost ready. Everything's tested. We are deploying it on the testnet, and we're going to play with it. There is a question of what kind of layer 2 solution or layer 2 platform to deploy it on. We need to work on it as well. By the way, if you go to the OneInch marketplace website right now and refresh, you should see an updated version of the website with more information. And yeah, I would love your feedback about it. So let's discuss it. Back to our focus at the moment, the new ORGiD version and deployment of the new smart contract on new chains, layer 2 chains. So of course we have all those suggestions from our community as well about XDAI. I really do want to put it on zk Sync as well. That's a very promising platform. So that's our focus right now. And in terms of exchanges, pretty much all exchanges, for all of them, the prerequisite is for the token to be tracked correctly on CoinMarketCap, etc. So if that's my focus for. It was sort of for the last week, planned for the last week, but IATA event actually took us by surprise. It was a last-minute decision to go there. So this week we're going to be working, concentrating on putting token where it's supposed to be. So yeah, this is it for today in terms of topics. If I see any new questions on Telegram, I will try and answer. I'll wait for perhaps a couple more minutes. I'm going to check the YouTube channel. Oh, it's quite a bit. Does one should consider porting ORGiD to other platforms? Not quite sure. So if we're talking, not quite sure what the question is about. If we're talking about layer 2, I just answered that, but perhaps it was about something else. Hammond is asking, he's working on a startup, an OTA based on blockchain, and he is looking for guidance. Yeah, absolutely. My email is max@lightningtree.com, as always. I get a ton of mail, of course, and I sometimes take some time to answer, but I do tend to answer to pretty much all the email that I get. Oh, I see Spencer put an answer there already. All right, yeah, that email, hi@lightningtree.com, works as well. So I don't see any other questions either in Telegram or on YouTube or anywhere else. So I guess that's it for today. And I'm going to see you guys all next month. It's going to be December 6th. So yeah, tune in as always. And hopefully next time I'm going to have a better lighting for the setup. So thank you guys for joining, and I'm going to talk to you soon.